Yo, it's Guido, and it is a coffee talk, and I haven't checked. I think Pilgrim might actually not be. Give me a sound check, Pilgrim. Are you here?
Sound check, sound check. Can you hear
Ah,
me?
there we go. Let me know how his volume is, because
Well, I can bring this like that. Is that better?
yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
That's
Actually,
perfect, isn't it?
the visuals are better as well.
Oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
here's a thumbs up there.
The middle thumb.
Yeah.
How's everybody doing? Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. So we didn't have coffee talk last week, right? Because I was.
No, we didn't. No. No.
Where was I? I was in Annapolis. That's right. So my buddy's kid got graduated from the, well, commissioned and graduated at the Naval Academy. So pretty cool
Wow.
town, actually. Yeah, Annapolis is. I wouldn't say it's exactly European, but it's kind of one of those East Coast older European
Yeah,
esque.
with the older buildings.
Yeah, kind of, from the early days of the United States. So it has more of, especially the old downtown, more of a kind of European feel, I would say.
And then I think that's the thing with a lot of naval places. They tend to be, because the Navy is probably, well, it is in the UK as well as in the States. The Navy is probably one of the oldest services. The Navy in the UK is definitely the oldest service. So of the towns that grow up around the Navy tends to be old towns. So yeah, cool.
Yeah, I read a book, a history book about the U.S. Navy, and it mostly revolved around, how do I put this? I was going to say kicking British butt, but not exactly right. Most harassing British boats.
Well, okay, I'll pigeonhole it for you exactly. The United States Navy was a bunch of pirates. There you go.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sometimes with letters of marque and supported by the government.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Sometimes not. Sometimes the same guy, different years, different way of going about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was actually interesting. So I saw John Paul Jones, who's one of our
Wow.
famous. He's kind of our
Yeah.
Nelson, basically.
Yeah. I've heard
But of
about
course,
him,
he's a
so he must
pirate.
be famous.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So he's the guy. I think he's one of the ones who went over to your side and was attacking boats coming out of harbors and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
So he's got a mausoleum underneath the chapel there,
Oh,
and
okay. All right.
and they're like, all right, this is John Paul Jones. But the story is another, I don't remember which admiral. Apparently, he was buried over in France because he ended up dying in France because he wasn't really a very nice guy, basically.
No,
He was a
no,
pirate.
I don't think anybody was back in those
Yeah.
days, were they? You know.
But for whatever reason, he died over there, and I don't remember the exact details of it. But that particular graveyard was going to be dug up, and they were going to put buildings there or some such thing. So this other admiral went over, and theoretically, he found the bones of John Paul Jones. But most of the midshipmen there, the kind of joke is it's definitely John Paul Jones or some French guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this was well before
Absolutely.
DNA or anything like that. The other admiral guy came out. He's like, "This is definitely him. I found him." Like, okay,
Cool. Absolutely cool.
pretty funny, pretty funny. But yeah, it's a cool little town. So we got that done. By the way, thanks guys. We got Hype Train, all kinds of stuff. Who's here? We got Eighth Hustlers. Oh, Brute, thanks for the sub, my friend. Diablo, thanks, brother. Bitwise, fantastic. Appreciate all that. We also have Gator Stickler, Wayne, Odd Dog, Clippy's in the house. There was none until Fat Electrician video.
I don't get that.
I don't-
Navy until the Fat Electrician video.
What was kind of funny about the whole event? I stayed at the house because there were so many people. My wife ended up going to the event because she was actually also, they're friends of ours, but she was also the kid's fourth grade teacher. But
Oh, cool.
so she went, and I stayed behind with about 7 or 8, 10 people, and watched it on a video feed at the house that they had rented up, which is on the water. It's an absolutely gorgeous house. Like, people will rent their house for the week or two of graduation and make just stupid money. Like, it wasn't a Airbnb per se. They just only rented it out that week because they know it's Navy people coming in, and they're probably not going to completely destroy the house and all that. But it was a beautiful house on the water. The kid was on the third row from the front on the outside. So as the camera people are going around, he probably was on the screen more than anyone.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
it's like I was sitting next to him because he's like, as the in between stuff or before as it was getting going, the camera's going through the crowd of the kids and they're all doing stuff, and hey mom and waving and all that stuff. They're all so stoked, and he's on the right on the edge, and he's just mugging for the camera. We're like, man,
Brilliant.
yeah, I'm like, I couldn't have seen him more if I'd have been there.
Brilliant. Oh, that's good.
Pretty funny, pretty funny. Appreciate everybody showing up, man. How's everyone doing out there? Cliffy, Fat Electrician's video on JPJ. All right, I'm gonna have to look at that. So how you been, man? What have you been up to for the last couple of weeks?
Well, do you know what? A lot of club business, actually. We've my role as the enforcer is discipline and welfare of the group.
So you had
Not so much the welfare. So it's been quite busy because we've had a couple of changes of officer roles because, to be honest, we're getting big. And we needed the right structure and the right people in the right places, and we didn't have that before because we were small. It was like, well, Joe Biggins can do it because he's been in the club a long time.
Right.
Never mind, he hasn't got the skill set for the role. So I've been let's say tweaking it behind the scenes with the top table with the president, the vice president, the sergeant arms. So it's been quite an interesting 2 weeks. We've had some histrionics, we've had some stamping of feet, and so it's been fun. It's been fun, but we're getting there now. We're getting to the right place.
People don't like change.
Yeah,
especially when it's
change for the exactly, for the right reason. And I've been in contact with a lot of the 1% over here because no problem, old dog. My pleasure. Because we are not a 1% club, but we are a Crown Service club and the only one in the world. So we accept anybody who's done Crown Service. So that's any of the military, the police, the fire service, the ambulance, the Coast Guard, the nurses, the NHS, and all that lot. So we accept anybody who's done Crown Service. So it makes us quite unique. And the 1%ers are ambivalent about us, really, because the trouble is the Crown Service gets us, because of the uniqueness of the club, it takes us so far with the 1%, more than other clubs. So, like, you get LECs, which is the law enforcement clubs and stuff like that. They get nowhere with 1% because nobody wants to sit down with a load of coppers.
Yeah.
When you're a criminal, do you?
Right.
So, but so
fair enough.
It is fair enough, isn't it? Like, if you're doing nefarious stuff in your spare time, you're not going to drink beer with the police, are you? So,
no, you probably don't want it.
Because of the Crown Service side, we get a little bit of leeway. So it's just about massaging egos to get free passage through various areas in the UK. You know what it's like. Now, here's the thing. People don't know this, especially in the States. In the States, the big clubs are the Mongols, the Hells Angels, the Outlaws, or Thugs, or whoever it may be.
Right.
Definitely the Hells Angels, one of the biggest 1% clubs in the world. However, in the UK, I didn't know this until I started to research it. In the UK, the biggest and oldest 1% club are called the Blue Angels.
I didn't know that.
Look at that.
Oh wow!
Thanks,
fellas.
Blue Angels. Yeah, they were formed in 1962 in Glasgow, and they were formed way before Hells Angels made it to the UK. So the Hells Angels are massive in the UK, in the USA, absolutely are, because that's where they formed, that's where it all came from. So understandable. But they've made headway in the UK to a point, but no further north than south of Leeds. So from Leeds, although there is one or two chapters slightly further north, but from Leeds upwards, including the whole of Scotland, it's all Blue Angels. And they're a massive club. They've got 21 chapters of what they call Tribe Support Club. And then they've got their own 15 chapters of BA, Blue Angels. And they're huge. Well, I've been in conversation with these guys, and they are some proper mean-looking dudes, you know what I mean? They still carry tomahawks and all sorts of nonsense, but they're lovely. They are absolutely lovely when you get to talk to them, you know what I mean? But yes, it makes your sphincter muscle twitch like when you talk to these guys. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, hello.
So you gotta like,
yeah.
you have to tell them if you're coming through their territory or something. Is that what you
Well,
do? Like, hey, we're gonna do a ride, and we're
yeah.
just cruising through, and it's not
Yeah.
meant to
I mean-
it's not meant to challenge you or any kind of BS. We're just.
No, we don't claim.
I mean, do they sit outside the lavender farm and wait for you to beat you up, or?
Yeah. They do indeed.
Right.
I mean, we don't claim territory. Our bottom rocker is England because that's the country we serve for in the Crown Service, or if you come from Scotland or Wales or whatever.
Right.
So the bottom rocker only donates the fact that we're Crown Service and that's the country we serve. It does not donate territory.
Ah.
So, and we're very careful with the side rockers as well. We've got side rockers that give the county areas, but not to conflict with any of the HA or the BA or the 1%
Right.
claim a particular area. So,
Yeah.
when it comes to passage, because we're Crown servants, and I guess because we've also got serving plod with us, we don't really give a toss about telling people where we're riding because we're Crown servants. We've done our bit for our country, and nobody's
Right.
telling me where I can't ride in the country.
Right.
However, out of respect, we are in touch with local 1%ers and 1%ers far and wide to say, you know, if we're riding more than 2 or 3, then it becomes a pack ride. So you just have to be respectful and just say, hey guys, we're just passing through. Now, there is such a thing that HA brought out, which has been adopted by all 1%ers, and that's the pass-through pin. So it's like a big nappy pin. Funny, eh? Big nappy pin you wear on your cup, and it just means when they see that, the 1%ers, they know that you're just passing through, you're no threat to territory. So it's called a pass-through pin.
Okay.
So we can wear that, and we have local agreements as well. So we don't generally tend to get any trouble because the guys in the 1% clubs are aware because they research us online. They can find out everything about us online.
Yeah.
So they research and they understand that there are an element of police in there. And what they don't want is police activity around the clubhouse. So
Right,
if they were
right.
to give us a hard time, it's quite possible, I'm not saying it would happen, it's quite possible that the local police would be knocking on their door a lot.
Right.
That way.
Oh, that's crazy.
You know what I mean?
Holy
So,
cow.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's mad, isn't it? So, good fun though.
Yeah, that's pretty
The
cool.
Lavender Farm is custodian territory. So they don't go there. Because we're a hardcore lavender.
You
Lavender
don't-
Farm.
You don't claim any territory except the lavender farm.
Except the Lavender Farm.
Specifically the cafe where they have a lovely cuppa.
Absolutely.
And
Just don't even think about
they
it.
have pudding and tea, our favorite food.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
that's my couple of weeks. I've been busy doing all that.
Right.
It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Yeah.
have you been doing?
I did that. Let's see. I finished the Tiger Mouse talking about tanks.
Cool.
It's just it's a big blunt object.
Yeah.
You know?
Lumbering beast.
And there's a number of those tanks in the game, like E75, the E77, that just blunt object. And on the one hand, I did pretty well. I got like 62%, 61, something like that win rate, and not a really high DPG. I want to say it was like 2,000 for a tier 9, which isn't amazing at all. But it just won because it was always around at the end. You know, it's got a bunch of hit points. It bounces okay amounts of damage. But it's not that fun because you're just sort of lumbering about. It's got a rear mounted turret, and you just, if you miss, it's another, year and a half before you shoot again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I struggle with. I mean, I like big, slow. Well, not slow, but the big bruisers when it comes to the heavy tanks because it gives you the hit points and the firepower to make a difference. But it's getting there, which is so frustrating half the time. And then it's not only getting there, but it's flexing somewhere else. Flex.
Yeah.
To go and to maybe cover the other flank. You just know it's going to take you half a game to get there. So it's just hard work.
And when you have the
They are
Romple,
fun.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree with you. And when you have the Romple and the turbo battles, and you've been W in the whole game, but you've only shot twice because the game is just getting away from you. You're like,
Yeah.
you're like it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's so weird. Hey, Brute, what are you do? What is with the soccer? Where did Brute say that?
Yeah, he's up in Indianapolis, isn't he?
What is going on in Indianapolis? Indianapolis. Annapolis is a young city in European. They founded in. Yeah, there you go, Brute. Absolutely, man. What soccer are we talking about? Soccer. We got what do we got going on? We have our NHL playoffs. We got our hockey playoffs. We have our basketball playoffs.
It's all busy, isn't it? And you've
Yeah.
got the Jags are over here playing at Arsenal, I think, or somewhere playing anyway here.
When?
So because I'm in October or September.
Oh right. Oh yeah, a few months. Yeah.
So they're coming over to do to do some games. But maybe I'm out of touch because I haven't been to see a soccer game in 20 years. But the prices to watch American football are just absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
You don't have cheap seats, do you? For crying out loud.
Oh,
It's
everything's
It's like a mortgage.
yeah,
ticket.
everything's insane. It's like holy cow. Oh, so he's on a travel soccer. So he's got okay. I don't. You guys might not have that over in the States for the kids who, but I've generalized. Often for people who have kids who they think their kid are going to be a professional.
Okay, at the age of 9.
Right. So you get where I'm going. And it maybe it's just people who want their kid to play at a high level. But it's called travel ball, whatever it is, whether it's football or soccer or baseball, whatever.
Right.
I have some friends that do travel volleyball for their daughter.
Okay.
Sometimes in some places there's not a whole lot of competition, so like the local rec leagues aren't really their thing. But anyway, you pay a bunch of money to send your kid all over the local area, and when I say local, it could be hundreds of miles to play games against other clubs. So I guess club soccer is kind of the idea, but it's in the States where the distances are further. So you're staying in hotels, and maybe you've got an RV, and you can do it that way, or whatever. Or if it's close enough, you drive 4 hours, have a game, and drive 4 hours home. That kind of shit.
Jeepers creepers.
It's crazy. It is crazy, and you pay these. You pay these club fees, and of course, depending on the sport, you may have a lot of gear. Whatever sport, some sports have more gear than others. Like baseball, you got a bat and a glove and all the shit you have for baseball. It's insane how much money these travel leagues will cost.
I can imagine actually, because I mean the thing is over here we've got every town, every village, every small hamlet dwelling has an academy for soccer.
Right.
So there's a small sports field that is not just for soccer, it's used for various sports. So everybody can join their local club and it's in walking distance.
Right.
So, I mean, that's the big difference, I guess, isn't it? I don't know if you've got it for American football and baseball in the States where, you're local. You can just go to your local.
Well, local is a different concept here. Local can be two hours drive,
4
right?
hours,
Like
2
an hour, 2 hour drive can be local, depending on how far out in the sticks you are. And like Root said, it's just sometimes that's just what you have to do because there's no team. But I think more often, really, because even in our town, which isn't very big, there's options. You can play school ball and whatever, but as the kids get better or you want your kid to have more competition, that you end up sending them to these travel teams. They have tryouts, so the higher level ones will actually have all the best players and all that kind of stuff. But it can be a lifestyle, I guess is what I'm getting down to. Every weekend,
absolutely.
You can be on the road going somewhere, and it's crazy how much it can cost.
There's a lot of pressure there as well, isn't there, for parents to actually conform to that, because the kids will be going like, well, if I want to do this, you've got to have to take me, and they're like, well, okay, that's a whole weekend written off then. You know, so I mean, it's a lot of pressure on parents, that isn't it?
Yeah, Gator. I think probably because baseball has so many games, they can't quite command. Although I suppose our pro basketball teams have a lot of games, so I don't know if that's necessarily it. But yeah, baseball, if you want a cheap seat in baseball, it doesn't cost that much to be way up there in the nosebleeds, as we say.
Yeah. Oh, well, I've learned some things about American football is that the best place to sit in soccer, the best place to sit is behind each goal. Whereas in American football, it's like mid pitch. sort of in the middle, so you can see
Yeah.
both sides of the pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, you're right. It's better to be near the goal because they'll switch sides. So either way, you're either going to be at their goal or your goal, which is always the exciting
Yeah.
bit, right?
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's their goal that's the exciting part, and not yours. But
Yeah. Absolutely.
after the half, it'll switch out anyway. So
Yeah.
I have been at both my daughters and sons' games back when they were still playing soccer, where one half of the game at the other side's goal, I never saw anybody.
Yeah. Like, is there anybody? Hey,
I'm like,
what's all happening there?
Oh, they're just. I guess we're just playing on my team side all day today.
Just half a pitch.
And then when it swaps, you're like, oh yeah, here's where all the action is. How about you guys go to the other side? Go to that other
Yeah.
team's goal and see what you can do down there. Nope.
Superb.
Nope.
Absolutely not. Jimmy K wants to be a lavender farmer. You're more than welcome. Come over, brother, and you can join my motorcycle club, and we'll go and farm lavender together.
Farm a lavender. Yeah, so I finished the Tiger Mouse, and I'm close on a bunch of others, kind of thing. So let's. What else? I think that's pretty much it for channel news, fellas. Just
Cool.
kicking out some videos and stuff, and playing a little bit
I
here and
noticed
there.
You've been pushing the videos out a bit more.
Yeah.
Just lately. You did say you were going to do that.
Yep. I'm on 43. I'm on level whatever it is. What do they call it?
Okay, let me just check. I can't remember what I'm on now.
I don't even remember what.
24 on the second chapter.
I'm on 43 on the third, so I don't think I'm going to
Okay,
quite
so
finish
you're
it because remember the third is the end of Battle Pass, guys.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's the last full day, and then it'll swap over. I think we're going to get the new patch, and then the next Battle Pass. I don't remember if there's a day pause or whatever's going on, but that is coming up. New tanks. So I might actually play some of those
Lots.
tier 10s. So what am I working on? I'm working on I had to stop the AAT. This is a good tank. I really like this because I maxed out its points. So
Oh, did you?
yeah,
Yeah, well, that's one reason to stop playing it then.
I'm sitting at 87, so I only have 13. I'll be done with the AAT 60. I do not mind playing this tank because it's really pretty good.
Yeah.
Really pretty good. XM, this is another big blunt object. I don't know. I mean, it's good. I've had a bit of a tough... I had a really great month. And then the last 3 days, I've fallen off a cliff, and it's one of those I can't
What, with
win.
the XM?
Without any tank. I just can't win
With any
in the
tank?
last...
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
just can't win in the last like 2 or 3 days. And yesterday was unreal how bad the teams were. Just one of those days where everything was a romple stomp. It didn't matter what I played good or
Yeah,
bad or what I
yeah,
did.
yeah,
My
yeah,
team
yeah.
just disintegrated around me. It was
Yeah.
it was insane yesterday. And then some of the shots and stuff. I have been playing the wheelie tank though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a review coming out on this. Here, this thing. Let's talk about it because it flummoxed me.
It's flummoxed you.
It flummoxed
now,
me.
that's not an easy thing to do, to flummox you. So let's hear it.
So wheel tanks, right? Magic wheels. They got that going on, right? They got the magic auto aim, right?
Yeah.
They have all the wheel tank stuff. They turn up their own arsehole, all that shit, right? Well, what do you remember? What and this is for the crowd as well. What is one of the balancing factors for the wheel tanks? Like, what's one of their negatives? Do you remember what like one of the major negatives is?
Really, really small view range. Short
Right,
view range.
right. So this is a wheel tank, you know, and it's got wheel tank matchmaking, and it's matched against other wheel tanks, right? So what do you think they did with it? Is it built on the same
Yeah,
idea?
small view range.
Yeah, small view range, sure.
Pathetic gun.
Yeah, sure. And
Yeah.
what else? They're fast, but how do you make them go fast? Your favorite?
Oh, you have to press a
You
button.
have to press X
You
to go
have to
fast.
press a button.
Sure, yeah,
Yes.
right. hmm
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's true. And when you're driving it, it's got the little speedometer guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little speedometer guy. Because then when you press it, it gets brighter, and then you unpress X, and it goes away and stuff. And
Yes. All that good stuff.
yeah. Well, you might be surprised to know that the VCS 6x6 has a 380 view range.
Oh, of course it does. Because it's a premium. Oh,
Sure.
dear.
All right. And the ABR 90 has a 350
Okay.
or whatever it is. Less than that, 330. I don't know. I have it right here.
Yeah, 330, I think it is.
Also, to and in addition to, which I can't figure out. I don't know why this. I discussed it in the video a bit, and I don't know why they did this. Both the view range thing and the fact that it doesn't have a turbo. It just does 80. Period.
No, so you don't need to press X. Wow, it's my sort of tank.
And I mentioned the little speedometer because this is what flummoxes me. This little speedometer thing is still on the screen
Right, for no reason.
for no reason because it doesn't have a
Yeah.
turbo, but the mechanic is sitting there. And I can't tell you how many times I tried to press X trying to figure that out the first time I played it.
Trying to get it to 100.
Yeah, I'm like, so I remember I started going, I hit it, and I'm like, all right, I'm going fast. I'm like, wow, okay, it does 80. I'm like, all right, I maneuver. I'm like, all right, slow down. And I kind of look down, like, X, okay, there's X. And I look up, I'm like,
Still doing 80.
did it get brighter or not? And then I'm X, X, X. I'm like, what is going on? Is my X not working?
Fantastic.
Yeah, and it has a 500 burst. Correct. It has 250 alpha, so it can shut down 500 hit points. It does 80 without hitting X. It has a view range only about 10 less than all the 9s and 10s. Does 40 or 50 in reverse. I don't know, man.
You know,
I mean, it's tall.
the game today.
Yeah, it's tall and flat, so it gets hit more than say an EBR. Doesn't have as many weird angles. And when I only because it's just easier for the hand-eye coordination to shoot it when it's that big. But it has almost none of the balancing factors
No.
that were supposedly part of the French wheeled light tank situation. And I don't understand why.
Because it's a premium.
Yeah, I guess. It's
Yeah.
weird. Yeah, it's got all that speed to get places, and its view range is only 10 less than other 9s and 10s. I mean, I guess there's a couple 410s.
You can probably boost that up a little bit with crew skills and everything else. So, oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so let's see. I'm going to grab this. What is it? The EBR has.
Excuse me.
Oh, 330. I said 350. It has a 330 view range. This thing has 50 more meters of view range.
Of course it does.
And it's
Of course
faster.
it does. Yeah, of course it is.
Well, not exactly. You hit X and the EBR's 83. This is 80. I don't get it, fellas. I do not really. I don't know, man.
It's a sop. It's a sop to the Twitch gamers, isn't it? You know, it's like give them something to buy, because you know the more and more we get in these little Twitch fingered people playing it, the more they want that sort of stuff. The more
Yeah.
they spend money on that type of tank. The XM57 I played for the very first time this morning.
Yeah?
It is just totally overpowered. Totally and utterly. I have never seen anything like I was headbutting an IS-6, taking lumps out of him. And, you know, he could do nothing. He must have been so frustrated. And I do feel sorry for anybody up against an XM57. I really do. I might not play it again. Actually, yes, I will. I'm going to play it for 100 battles because I love the bloody thing. Anyway, back to the wheel tanks.
All right. So you played it once. Get back.
This morning, yeah.
Get back with us after 10 or 20 battles.
Well,
My
I've
problem
got a
with
full week.
my problem with this thing is it can shoot the dirt a lot.
Yeah.
I can't believe the shots I've missed with this thing and the ranges of which I've missed them. Its
Okay.
soft stats are not good. I mean, it's not that. Well, I guess I got a .39 with all my setup, so maybe it's really not that great.
Well,
So
that
it
was
misses a lot.
Let me just have a look. Aiming time 2.63 seconds. Gun loading rate of fire. What are we looking at? We're looking at.
Yeah, my aim is 2.69 aiming time.
Okay.
But I'm not running it with a bunch of gun help. Do I have a setup with gun?
Well, I'll tell you what I've got. I've got vents, I've got a bounty aiming
Right.
and gun rammer. So and then skill set to match those.
Yeah, I mean, my other
Bounty
setup.
aiming does a little bit of help.
Yeah, the IA. Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah.
And that helps it. That brings it down to 0.36. I may actually switch over to that, but I do like the hardening setup with the. I've got the experimental turbo, and a rammer. I think a rammer's kind of mandatory on this thing.
Yeah, it is because you're up face hugging heavies, and they hate you because they're bouncing off you all day long.
Yeah.
You're taking points off them.
And even with the rammer and the food, I'm still only at just under 15-second reload at 14.92.
Okay,
So that does take some time.
Yeah, I'm 14.55.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've got gun rammer and a gun rammer directive. I've noticed something. You don't use directives very much, do you?
I don't because I just forget, man.
Oh, is it? I mean, it's bonds to buy them if you haven't got a big wad of them
Right.
in the garage. But it does make a difference. If you've got a gun rammer on and you'd use a rammer directive, it does make a difference.
It took half a second off. I just put one on just for giggles. It does.
Yeah.
My issue with it is I'll put them on, and because I do 100 battle challenges, I forget, and then it starts digging into
okay.
gold or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they cost. I guess some are credits
Bonds.
and some are bonds. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the ones for the cruise, I think, are credits, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, the ones for the cruise don't gouge you as bad, but if you forget, then you start digging into your bonds, which I guess I don't really know why I care because whatever. I got everything I want for bonds anyway. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
let's chill a little bit. See what we got. Did you buy your Apocalypse
Hang on. Let me
your
think about that.
your round boxes?
Um,
Did you buy? Okay. But I showed you what a great deal it was, man.
I know. Do you know what turned me off buying them? I was actually going to go and spend $80, $100, whatever it is,
Yeah.
on 80 boxes. But then you won all those tanks. I thought there's just no way in this world will I ever match that because I'll just get mugged off and win one tank out of the lot. So sod it. I thought I'm not even going to try.
That was
It put me
crazy.
off.
That was crazy.
Wasn't
And
it just?
and I, to some extent, I was just doing it to be obtuse because of all the feigned outrage and stupidity of
yeah.
people.
The internet kids.
Yeah, the whining and the gnashing of teeth and the we're gonna boycott you and all this other stupidity. I don't know. Whatever. People are funny. The Reddit sphere was completely out of their mind. They were absolutely losing it.
It was funny.
It was worth a chuckle for sure. And I don't know to what end. You know what I mean? So what did that do exactly?
I don't know if it achieved anything, but
I mean, I am very certain, based on the number of these tanks I've seen, that we will see these again.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, here's the funny.
Definitely.
Full disclosure: I bought another 30 yesterday or the day before because I was within 6 of another tank.
Right. All right.
Actually, let's take a look, just so everyone.
Absolutely.
They're gone.
Cancel
Dang,
Guido.
they're actually gone. They can't do it anymore. I can't show you what I had, but I got 7 tanks out of it. I paid what was $180 that I spent.
Okay.
So $180 for, and I probably would have been better to get two $100 situations, but whatever. I ended up with was it 80 boxes? 30, that's it, 140. But by the time you got all the extra doodads, I opened up 186 or so total, I think, for $180. So it was basically ended up being $1 a box at that point, slightly less than $1 a box. I got 7 tanks, 7 for $180, and almost $100 of gold. So the package gold and then the extra gold for the super nanodyne. Round boxes, the 3rd level
That
dudes.
thing.
Yeah. It was $23.75 or something, $23,075, something like that. Close to $100 in gold. So there's 100 of the 180. 7 tanks. So that's like $12 a tank, $11, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all the other doodads chucked in there. You know.
Yeah. Whatever value is attached to those. So you can't say that there wasn't the value within that if you won like you did. if you did what you did, but only got say 4 tanks and half the gold or whatever, which probably wouldn't work, but you get more than that, then people would feel. That's where people feel cheated.
If you buy as many as I bought, you're probably getting about the same amount of gold, unless somehow you got a bunch of tanks and got extra gold, which is not going to happen in this. Probably not going to happen in 180 boxes. You very, very likely could come out with only 3 tanks from Pity Mechanics, because that's
yeah, absolutely.
And
worst case scenario.
Yeah, in fact, it might be less. Well, I did get a couple of the lower level, because I think at the middle level you can get a lower level one as the extra box, or anyway
Yeah.
So theoretically, in the amount I bought, you could come out with only 3 tanks.
Yeah.
But let's say it was only 3 tanks in 180 boxes that you spend $180 on. You're going to get the same gold. So there's 100 of it. Now $80 for 3 tanks ends up being about $28 a tank. So it's plus all the other stuff. So this whole it's a horrible deal, you're getting ripped off is total BS. Now whether you think that stuff is worth anything, that's a whole nother subject.
That is a whole nother subject, exactly. Yeah.
And
but there again, if you put a value to that, then you buy into what it's all about anyway. So if you don't put a value into it, then don't buy the boxes.
Exactly right. That's right.
It's easy, isn't it?
But don't run around waving your flag like you're saving the internet children from gambling or whatever you think it is, because it isn't. You're getting exactly what you paid for. You might get more than you paid for. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
People are like, it's gambling because I don't get what I wanted. Well, you got what you paid for.
That's it.
And you have a chance to get more than you paid for.
That's it. That's what it is. That's
Jeez.
where it's hard to understand, isn't it, for some people? You're actually getting what you paid for.
And they are
If you get any more than that, it's a bonus.
And they are so. And some of you guys may be in this boat, and that's fine, because I talked about it in the video. I'm like, all right, first of all, we have to what our definition of gambling needs to be. If we're going to discuss it and say you're right or I'm right or whatever, we have to have the same definition of what gambling is, and that's the problem. We don't have the same definition of what gambling is. You know.
Yeah.
To people who don't like it, who call it gambling, it's if I buy the box and I don't get what I want, I'm taking a gamble. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
To me, it's a gamble is I go to the blackjack table and I put down $20 and I bet on a hand.
Absolutely, and you come away with nothing
right.
or something.
And the dealer grabs my money, pulls my chips over, and I get nothing.
Yeah, that's gambling.
That's a gamble.
Yeah.
Yep. In this case, I get some times 5s. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy K saw a CC open 500 boxes. He missed one of the tanks, and Wargaming sent him the tank as a sort of like pat in the back type thing.
Well, that's the other hilarious part of it. You know, Quickie jumps in and goes, I'm not doing the reviews. And what he did say, and I did notice this when he said it, he said, I'm not doing it until after the event. So people are like, oh, you know, Hero, he's on board. Well, the day it ended yesterday, maybe even the day before, he put a review out on the Panzernik or Medved or something, one of the tanks. And he started off by saying, all right, now that this event's over, I can start doing reviews. And I'm looking at mine, I'm like, well, it ain't over. There's still a day.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't give a shit whether he did or didn't, to be honest. So that kind of made me laugh. And then, of course, everyone's freaking out. They're like, oh, he said he wasn't going to review them. Like, no, what he said was he's not doing it till the... I mean, come on, man. Now, I bought all those stupid tanks, and the likelihood of me even playing all them is about nil.
No. So, to be fair...
So who's the moron? This guy.
Yeah. Yeah, however, if you go to your ethos about this game, is you're a collector of tanks.
Right.
You've always said that. That's, you collect the tanks. So, do you miss out on 7 tanks because of whatever situation is, or, stick to your true? And I'm a collector, so I'm getting them because I want 800 tanks in my garage.
Yeah.
You'll never play 800 tanks, not in a million years. Even with a 100 battle challenge, you're not going to get there. So,
I mean, honestly,
it's just the fact that you're a collector.
$180 is the cost of going golfing in the States.
There you go. Yeah,
some places are charging $100, $150 for green fees.
Yeah.
you know, and then gas and a $40 lunch and all that kind of BS, and all of a sudden you're at, you know, $150 for a day of golf. So that's how I rationalize my stupid spending.
Bitwise makes a point, but I'll counter his point. Bitwise says, "Do you get to keep the tanks when the game dies?"
No.
Well, if you're well, no, you don't. But if you're playing golf, do you get to keep that game you've just played when you
Right.
come off the green? You don't,
Yeah.
do you? It's
Yeah.
a memory. It's a memory.
Right.
It's like most hobbies that
Yeah.
involve
Yeah.
activity. It's a memory as opposed to a get thing.
I don't really understand what he's asking though, because part of my retirement plan is selling the account, and the value of all those tanks are all going to be lined up in my garage, in my virtual garage, and then I can virtually walk around them and
Yeah, you can probably sell it for $10 your account, couldn't you? Easy. Well, I say
150. You
easy,
can
might
almost
have
see
to go
number
to
2
work.
at Pinehurst. Yeah, exactly, Gator. I bet some of those places are $200. I'd imagine. Try going.
Well, you go St Andrews.
Try to go
It's,
skiing.
yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, anything.
Yeah, St. Andrews will knock you back a few, I'd say.
Absolutely. Bloody Royal Golf Park, you know what
Yeah.
I mean, just costs you an arm and a leg to get in there.
But you know, we got to rationalize because the internet children need to be saved. All right,
Yeah.
because I did spend money, I have to get some of that back through shilling.
Of course.
Yeah.
Should we shill?
T56. Yeah, T56 is for sale.
Why is that up there?
And a bunch of times 5s. They really love their times 5s and stuff now.
Well, and the Skoda also has a skin, doesn't it? So I don't know why they're pushing the Skoda for any particular reason. Can't think.
Why? Why would the base Skoda? Their pricing is hilarious, by the way. What? 47.27. Huh?
Yeah.
What? I guess that's probably they must base their prices on a different currency. Then I wonder what their base currency is, because that's probably just a what's the word I'm looking
Do you
for?
think that's a dollar conversion?
It's just a conversion thing, I bet you. I wonder what it is.
Well, it's £33 sterling standard
Base?
in the EU. Yeah.
Do any of your prices have cents involved?
No.
They're all full dollar
Right,
amount.
right.
Really?
Yeah. Oh no, sorry. Yes, it does. 1 cent. Sorry, it does. £33 and 1 penny. So whatever that is.
That's what I'm saying. What?
I don't know. Where does the penny come from? I don't know.
What is
That's got to be. Yeah, right. It's got to be a conversion thing, hasn't it?
to,
It's probably
from
priced
what though?
In what did we call them over in wherever it's based? Schlotties or something? Probably based in some sort of local.
Are they're financially, are they still out of Cyprus?
Good question. I don't know.
Maybe euros. Yeah.
Oh, it could be euros, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly.
It's
It's odd. In fact, it's odd because I'm on the North American site and the North American website, but it automatically changed it to the local currency's prices. So I don't see the dollar price. I see the UK pound.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because of your location. Yep.
Because of location, yeah. So I guess if you're in Cyprus, it'll be in Cypriot pounds. If you're in Europe, it'll be in euros, won't it? I guess.
Yeah. Whatever currency the base is starting, I guess that's what's going on. But
Right.
aside from that, the numbers are odd. Aside from that fact, why is the T56 47.27 and the IS3A 48.64?
Yeah, that's funny, isn't it? That's well.
It's $1 more. Plus, it's
Yeah.
more. Why? What? Like they're both tier 8 heavies.
Yeah.
Is
What
it
makes it more expensive?
right? I have no
Because
idea.
It's a pound extra. It's a pound extra here in the UK, and then if you go through the iterations, so you go to ready for battle, 112. It's actually the top level one, if you want to call it the top level one. Ready for battle is £112, but the top level Skoda is 114. So actually, the higher up the purchase price you go, it gets higher or lower if you're in an IS3A. Why is that? You're getting the same deal.
Yeah.
Ready for battle.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah. RIS-3A is so. So all of a sudden now the T56 is the more expensive slightly
Yeah.
for some reason.
Weird. Isn't it weird? Maybe Czechoslovakian crew books cost more to produce than Russian crew books. I don't know.
Oh, I know what it is. I bet you I know what it is. Did anybody say it? I bet somebody's already said it. You know what? You know why I think it ends up being more? Although I guess that doesn't follow for the whole thing. I was saying because the Skoda actually has an extra crew member in it.
Really? Oh, does it have 4?
Yeah, IS-3A has 3. Skoda has 4, but that should still apply at the lower level too. So unknown why on earth.
Yeah.
The lower level
Wouldn't
one.
make any difference then, would it? No.
Yeah. So the T56
weird,
is lower. The
right.
first 2 packages are lower. The second 2 packages are higher.
No, there's no second guessing Wargaming. Is there? You just randomly put a price on anything. You know.
Lower. That's wild, man. I don't get it. Whatever. It's weird.
That is weird.
And then we got the AMX 30P thing is okay. You can get that's Watt Salute, so not everyone will have that. And then the premium stuff. So that's what's faux sale, my friends. You cannot buy any circular boxes right now.
Not anymore.
I'm just
No discounts on anything at the moment. Well, there's discounts on gold as always and all the rest of it.
I'm just sat here waiting for the next box event, Pilgrim.
Really?
Yeah, it's been 8 hours.
Yeah, you're starting to twitch a little bit.
Yeah.
Your addiction's starting to
I need some gambling.
Yeah.
I need some gambling. That's all right.
Oh dear.
Let's. There is actually a mission going on right now,
It is.
and I made a mistake.
The
Pilgrim.
gold thing. Did you?
No, I made a mistake.
Oh.
Did you know that there is this golden dragon boat journey? Are you aware of this?
I've heard of it. I've seen it, read it, but I've not actioned anything on it.
Do you know you have to go to the bloody website?
I thought that was the case. That's probably why I dropped it out, mate.
Right. So, in case you guys didn't know,
Really?
you have to go to their webpage. You have to go to Celebrate the Dragon Doodah, and then you have to pick the one you want, which I believe is.
Be careful with that because you've got to. If you pick the mission, is it the one with the gold missions?
Yeah.
Apparently they're quite severe.
Yes, that was my mistake because I'm not as interested in this as I thought I would be, and I haven't got past the first one yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But it goes back to my complaining about how badly I played. The first one is 3,800 damage, which theoretically shouldn't be that difficult, but apparently is for me.
At this moment in time.
Right. Completely unable to do more than 3,800 damage.
Man, brilliant. Brilliant.
Cliffy, I should have done the red at least, or the green, but not the gold. I'm like, ooh, gold. And what really is the difference in the awards? It's not that much, fellas. I mean, if I'm on the gold, I'm going to get ×5s and decals. Oh, okay, sure. And large repair kits, sure. Well, theoretically, if I could finish any missions, this is what I get, but I'm not apparently going to get anything. Oh, credit reserves that expire. Good, fun. A universal manual. A 2D style, sure. 10 kits and 2 days of premium. That's interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen 2 days. More expiring kits, or yeah. So really, you're not missing much.
No.
Yeah, there's just less stuff. Hey, it's free though. Go click on it. I would recommend selecting green or red unless you really want to try hard. Then go for gold. There's not a whole big amount of difference to the two lower level ones, but the top one can be difficult. There's got to do that, and then I got to be top 3 5 times. Then I have to. Oh, is this in a game? That might be in a game. 5 killed in the game. That's not good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's not. I'm never finishing this. It's not happening. 2,000 damage spotting. So is this in a game? I love how they don't explain it. You know what I mean? Why does it not say enemy vehicles destroyed over? So I'm assuming because it doesn't say over any amount of battles, it's in a game.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's 5 kills in a game. That's crazy. And then
Kedge says that is in game store. I've just found it. You don't have to go to the website.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Kedge is 100% correct. I gave you bad gouge. That's right. I forgot about how stupid it was. You got to go to the store. That's that's right.
Wow.
And there's one of the things on the side. I might not have it anymore. Yeah. I forgot about that. It's in the stupid store. You have to click it in the store for. So let's just make I've never seen one in the store like that. Let's make a totally new way to do missions. Go to the store and select it.
But you only get one of the choices. You can't go back and choose again.
No, you cannot.
I've just done it now.
Yep.
So I've just chosen the green one, and I've gone back, and you can't choose any of the others.
No, you cannot. Also, in addition to, just to go back to shilling, I didn't realize all these tanks are for gold. Look at this. You can get the IS-3A, the T-56. You can even get the packages for gold if you want to go crazy.
Oh, crikey.
So the IS-3A is 11,200. The Skoda is 10,850 just for the base tank. You can also get the AMX base tank. So there you go. If you got some gold kicking around, you really just have to have a Skoda or an IS-3A or a AMX 30. You can. It's in there for gold. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Let's see, where were we? What were we doing? Oh, shilling. So that's it. Missions, nothing else going on there. Battle Pass is ending tomorrow, or the next day, actually, the 3rd.
Start after what's on the upload, then? What's on the 1.29?
The new, yeah, that's subjects du jour. It's the new Battle Pass.
Sorry, I'm ahead of
No, you're fine. It's the new Battle Pass. There it is, 1.9. Let's see what we got going on here. No, it just says that. Of course, there's no link to what it is. Sure.
Because that's how they roll.
Yeah, it's the new Battle Pass. All right, fellas, we got to take a break. I'm going to go refresh my coffee. We'll be back in 5 minutes. Be right back, fellas. As soon as I find this button. What the heck? All right, we're back. Pilgrim had to go. Much appreciated to him, as always. Thanks a lot for the subs and everything, guys. You guys rock. You love watching stream gameplay, yeah. Geek Squad time. I need to figure that out, but I don't think it's possible. Well, it probably is possible in the settings somehow, but Discord and OBS are famous for not really playing nicely, and the camera. F5, is that how you do it? Yeah, Control Delete. There you go, Psycho King. That's that's it. I suppose I could work around it with another camera, maybe. That might be a way to do it. But that's a lot of money just to be able to switch quickly when I can just turn the stream off and turn it back on. All right, subjects du jour. What do we got going on? There was something I figured out. Oh. I hope you guys are doing this, and I think probably a lot of you know it, but I'm going to show you with the Manicore, and I think I've mentioned it maybe in the recent past. It might count as 2 streams. Ooh, yeah. Don't report me. I'm really not trying to get around things, Twitch. It's just I had to shut it down to bring my camera back up. The Manicore crew is a fully trained crew. And remember, when you get your crew now fully trained, that you get post progression and you build universal manuals, universal guides, which are worth 100,000. So if you have a tank you absolutely love, you play it a lot, like I do, the Manticore. Get your crew to 100%, and then every 100,000 experience past that, you build yourself a book. And when you start talking about times fives, you start talking about the 5 bonus XP games you get a day. This actually happens way faster than you think. So it's pretty good. All right, so here's a question. Can I use a book to get a book? You wouldn't do this. That would be dumb, but I'm curious. I'm at 5,851. Let's find out what happens here. No, you can't. Never mind. They're grayed out. All right, cool. Question answered. You cannot use a book to get a book, because why would you? That would be dumb. Except that it's universal, so it might be worth it, but you can't do it anyway, so it doesn't matter. It's per crewman also. I have a maxed out 230, 45, so 5. What do you mean 5 per? What per crewman? I'm not tracking that, Cliffy. My pea brain is not. 5 books every 100. Oh, is it that? It's a book per crewman? What? Here I thought I was giving you guys all kinds of information, but I'm not. All crew members. Are you kidding me? Post-production is my mention. Wow. Oh, I see. You mean the experience? Yeah, okay. So it's not extra books. It's just doing it faster. Click on the driver now. Hold on. Oh, I see. Oh. Holy cow. So if you have a 6 crews maxed out, you're making 6 books every 100,000? Whoa. All right. That's insane. I did not know that. Well, there you go. Yikes. That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Zemke, no. I might a little bit later. We'll see. Just yapping my flap right now. All right, let's see what's going on, fellas. What do we got in World of Tanks? Well, we had the 3-box apocalypse, which I guess is behind us now. So is everybody okay? Did everybody survive it? Good. Good stuff. I only barely did, so I'm just happy we got through it. Fjords, map changes. Fjords, what are we doing to Fjords? I think we've seen some of this. Didn't they have 2 versions? Okay, so this is that corner, and that's quite different, sure. Okay. And then this is the hill. Whoa. Very different. Good. I'm glad they got rid of this big unusable area. We'll see if that really matters. Look what they did. This looks like a cap. Why is this circle here? Oh, it's a roads. Okay, they just look like circles. Well, this is extremely different. Useless area, now knocked down and theoretically useful, I guess. Wow, this is very different. Okay, so this big thing's knocked down. It looks like there's play area up here now. All right, that's the hill going up to the valley or whatever it is, to the pass, I guess you would call it. So now there's that route right there, and of course you can still go back around the other side. That looks fairly similar, but they've really just, this big rock they've just knocked down big time. That's changed a bit. The scout play area there, it's no longer the road o' death. Or I suppose it's no longer just the Road of Death. Looks like a dynamic event area at the water tower. This is, all right, so that's the road to get to the dip. So it's got some different stuff going on. This is up in the top of the valley, which rarely gets played anyway, so they've messed around with that for whatever reason. So there you go. And so no, they did not touch the city. At least they didn't show it here. I guess they figured the city was fine. I don't see any change to the city. The big question for me will be, where is it? Does this change here have any effect on the narrow, heavy area? Because there are a couple spots up here where you can snipe on occasion through the buildings on a couple spots as people are coming through. So I'm wondering if that changes, if this will be more useful for that or less useful. It's not a huge problem, but on occasion you can get slapped by the TDs that are sitting up there, and it's kind of annoying because they'll shoot. You know, there's just a couple places where you can shoot through right there. All right, so Fjords is getting a makeover, or at least super test is being looked at. Airfield. They just changed this. What? Okay, they're tweaking it again, I guess, or looking at it. Before, after. Yeah, this is actually not balanced in here. The other side you're looking at, I think, has a better, because there's a really good hold down spot here. This side doesn't have one. So that might be what they're attempting to do, is give this, the side you're looking from, kind of the same hold down spot, because this is a bit of a nightmare. It's hard to push in here because of that spot right here. Very strong hold down spot. Yeah. Yep. Psycho King, exactly. All right, so what are we doing here? A bush? Is that what we've done? We've added a bush right here? Okay. Huh. Yes. And we got some bushes from this side. So it looks like the light tanks have a couple bushes to get blind fired. Okay, that's interesting. What's going on here? This is hard to see what they're doing. What are they doing? There's a rock here. Is that what that is? There's a rock right here. Okay. Huh. Don't know what that's all about. Are they making this more or less bushy? What's going on over here? I have no idea. Is there a change here? Can anyone see it? They added more bush? Is that what this is? It doesn't look like it. Are they taller, maybe? They look exactly the same. I'm just moving the cursor to each bush and checking both versions, and I see no difference, really. That might be slightly different. I don't know. Well, maybe here. I don't know. That's hard to tell what the hell's going on with that. This rock changed position. Now there's a bush right there for some reason, but this rock is no longer on the edge, I guess. This is the TD spot. I haven't played here yet. I don't know anything about that spot, really. Continuous versus open. Is that what you think, Obandu? I guess. I don't know. It doesn't look continuous, though. Not from that view, anyway. Hard to tell. All right, what's going on here? Before. I don't have enough experience on this map to know whether these matter or what the problem is. I've probably played it 8 times, maybe 10. Oh, I'm sorry, man. Let me fix that here. Get that little bigger. There we go. Is that better? There we go. I got to position it right. I got to watch both. Make sure you can see them. This is hard to see too. That there's a rock here now. I guess that looks like a rock, right? Let's get this thing on there. There we go. That looks like a rock. Oh boy. Looks like a rock right there, I guess. There's not one here. Looks like now there's a rock. That seems to be the only real change. Oh, this is the other side's TD spot. So I guess that rock's there to make it a little easier to use that spot as a TD. So it looks like maybe they've... So I guess they're helping the scouts out a bit here. They're helping the TDs out with the sniper spots maybe a little bit. I don't know why that rock is there, to be honest with you. I don't remember even going into that spot. This is kind of dead man's area down here, so it's a no-go for the most part. Spotting bushes here and here. All right, well, there you go. BZT-70. More double track rocket booster tank thing. A premium tier 10. By the way, there's some noise about tier 11s. We're starting to... That's starting to percolate. I know there's been noise about that for a long time, but there's more chatter. Remember, Leston did it. I'm very curious to see if that's part of the whole September thing. We'll see. These have 2 tracks. What's the deal with this thing? Heavy, premium. These are just screenshots, I guess. There's no stats. Does it look like it have rockets? It does not have rockets, so I guess this is not a rocket tank. Holy macaroni. Oh, that's just that must just be a, what's the word? That is a big gun. Perspective thing, but look how big that gun looks. I think it's turned a little bit towards us there, but I think it's big anyway. Look how big the freaking barrel on this thing is. Got the, is it the Chinese turreted T-95? It only does 70 without rockets. That's crazy. All right, so we got that guy to look forward to. The Griffon, another tier 10 heavy tank. Jeez, man, holy cow. We got this guy now. He's enthusiastic, I would say. Bitwise, come on, man. Would Wargaming do that? Sure, probably. Yeah, so this dude's enthusiastic. I don't know. Battle Pass 17, I believe, is the number. And here's what the tanks we got, fellas. We've got the can opener. Relatively new tank. That's cool. You think he's drunk, Jimmy? Possibly. The Patton and the WZ-111 Model 5A. Now, I am curious. I think, because I'm not very smart, what I should have been doing during Battle Pass is doing the tier 10s I don't have 100 battles in, because you can get through Battle Pass much faster. That is my plan this time, provided I don't have 100 battles. So I'm pretty sure, I know the can opener does not. Patton definitely has 100 battles, but let's just double check that. Yeah, I bet I have 200 or 300 in that thing. Oh no, only 117. All right, so I don't need to do that. And then the WZ-5A. Good question on that one. Possibly don't have 21. All right, so the WZ and the can opener. I will put those in rotation when the new Battle Pass shows up, and it will go faster. That'll be good. Can opener, Patton, WZ. Battle Pass Vault is now bigger than ever, fellas. Bigger than ever. You're going to get crew members, styles, and premiums. Really? Oh. I wonder what vehicles they are now. No, it's going to be the same ones, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same ones. The same 2 new ones, or whatever. I guess all of them, I suppose. To me, the new ones, because I've already got all the rest of them. I think I'm going to pick up the Iraq next. Elite Circuits. Okay, same thing. Vouchers for bonus loot. Same thing. Here's the reward stuff. Looks pretty similar. Crew members. The coins, the tanks, all that good shit. Improved rewards. What is this showing here? Oh, those are the styles. All right. thought those were tanks, but they're actually for the styles. Looks pretty bog standard, fellas. Remember, you need to spend your points, guys. Do not forget. Remember, they're up here. Oops, they're here. Click on that. You want to come over here to the right. Let's turn. We're going to turn Pilgrim off. Sorry, Pilgrim. Up here, fellas, you need to use your battle pass points. These guys. Your coins will stay. Tokens, whatever they're called. But come in here and buy this. I tend to lean towards the bonds with the points, but you can actually get these tanks if you missed them last time. Several battle passes ago, they happen to be in here, so you can get these tier 6 tanks. There's crew members. You can grab as many of these as you want for points. They're 600 points. You can also get them for gold if you want to chuck some gold at them. Camos, etc. So don't forget that. All right, what else we got going on? Yep, 1.29. Is it in here what this is? Is it just Battle Pass, or is there anything else going on with it? Huh. Not sure. I think there's some things on this Battle Pass, but I'm not 100% sure what they are. Dragon Boat Festival we talked about. RU is changing tier 10. Oh. Okay. What do y'all think about this? Now this is RU, not us. But plus 500 alpha for the T92 HMC. So RU's getting a alpha buff. A big, like almost double hit points, if not a little more. Reduced stun. Mixed reload time changes. So some faster, some slower. Wow. RU is bringing on the heartbreak with the Artie, man. Wow. Okay. Rebalance field trials. To see where and when an SPG shell will land. This is getting a little crazy here. Let's see. Common test launching field trials. Players will see where and when an SPG shell will land. That's interesting. When hitting the ground, shell explodes with a slight delay. That's weird. Why? When hitting a vehicle, it always ricochets. Well, that's odd. So basically, it's just going to do splash HE damage. There's no direct hits now. Is that what I'm getting out of this? Always ricochets. That's odd. Which may be part of why the alphas increase so much. Reduced stun. Stun no longer affects gun performance, but in mobility. Artillery HP doubled. Wow. Yep, that's a significant Artie rework right there, guys. That's kind of interesting. We'll keep an eye on that. Of course, that's RU, so. Erlenberg. These are all styles. More on that. VZT-10. All right, this is that tank we looked at. Third iteration. Aiming time. Yeah, there's not a lot of data here. HE shell. Okay, average damage. Buffed the turret from 250 to 300. Holy cow. .2D styles. Lots of styles. That's about it, I think, guys, news-wise. Oh, right. So we had about 40 people banned. They're now at least talking about rigging. I know that they've always talked about cheating. I don't remember them specifically keying in on the rigging piece, although that is covered under the cheating thing. But this one is specifically talking about rigging. Now, I saw they have 40 players on NA and 407 on EU. I saw a Reddit post. I was trying to find it. It's buried now, so I can't find it. It's in the Watt Reddit. And the person claimed, that's Reddit, so take that with a grain of salt. The person claimed, though, that they got banned for shooting an AFK tank. I don't know if that's true. I don't know, Bitwise. Can we find that out? I mean, the only way you would really know that, right, is if they would just disappear off of the list, right? Where's the activity? Somewhere in here. Does this show the activity? Allocate modifiers. Statistics? No. Yeah, I don't know either. Strongholds, Torah duty, Torah missions. Might be on the web page, maybe, that you can see that stuff better. Curious why there's not a tab to show comings and goings here, is there? Yeah, don't know. Yeah, I haven't heard anyone getting banned from the clan. Hopefully that didn't happen. If you know of somebody who's rigging in the clan, please let me or someone know and we'll take care of that. But they're definitely keying in on it. And anyway, the person sent a ticket into customer service or whatever it is they call it, and basically the return was, and it could have been a translation thing, but what came back was, we recommend you don't shoot AFK tanks. I think what they meant is don't rig, right? Don't shoot AFK tanks that you're rigging with. But the translation seemed to sound like, all right, there's a guy on cap and he's AFK, don't shoot him. I'm like, no, dude, what? No, he's spotting, you know? They're like, oh, just get on cap and cap. They said something like, just get on cap and cap and don't shoot. I'm like, no, I'm not going to sit on cap, especially if there's another tank around with a live enemy tank sitting next to me. Are you kidding me? So, I think we've found that in the past, though. A lot of times the customer service people don't necessarily know that much about the game. So I thought that was kind of interesting that they're really keying in, maybe, potentially, on the rigging piece of it. To be honest, it was pretty bad a while ago. I haven't seen it in a while. Have you guys seen any kind of bad rigging or anything like that? Honestly, I haven't noticed it. It just has, and I haven't seen a lot of people doing videos on it either. I'm wondering if it's sort of dying off because the game is it's got to be less lucrative these days to do these things for people. I'm sure less people are paying for it now. Right? Just sit there. Yeah, exactly. I think it's probably a translation error or a understanding, or just they said that but they didn't exactly mean it that way. That's my take on it, but I thought it was interesting that they kind of said it that way. If you're seeing a lot of stingers, that's because those went out. So there's people running around in there. It's just a T-57 from what I can tell, with a special style. It might have some slight differences. I don't know. Lots of 2D styles. What are you? Just got some kind of mouse event going on. Yoo-Hoo's internet killed him yesterday. had that happen the other day. I was moving across the thing and the internet hiccuped, and when I came back, I'd gone across a field and died. Yep, I think that's it, fellas. That's pretty much it. He was in the 268, and the next thing he knew, he was a submarine. Oh, geez. Yeah. Of course, I can die without internet being a problem. I was in the, what is this thing? It's the big old giant German medium that looks like a heavy, but it's really a medium. What is this thing? This monster, the MKPZ 68. It's got the hydraulics and this really long reload, but does 400 damage kind of idea. And I was on, what's the one with the big castle in the middle? I know that describes several of them. Anyway, I went down to the little city area. I'm like, I have a big stick, so I'll be careful. I'll be the annoying medium with the big stick. I'll help the heavies. Unfortunately, a Lorraine 40T decided to do the same thing from the enemy team, and he clipped me out. I don't know how fast I died. I had to be within the first minute. Clipped out by a 40T. Because I was so far ahead of my buddies that they weren't quite around the corner to take shots at him, and I couldn't get away from him. He sells out. He died quickly after that, but he got me. Stinger equals T57 with 3D style. The rank you got in Onslaught determines your color. Oh, okay. Outpost. Thanks, Kedge. That was it. Outpost. I went down to the little city brawl, and I thought I'd get to some of the rubble. I'd get a free shot because I'm fast. So whatever showed up, I'll get a free shot. I'll back out. Then my heavies will show up, and then I'll support them. Apparently, the Lorraine had other ideas, and I was quickly on to another tank. I remember thinking when I did it, I'm like, I hope somebody else isn't with an autoloader, because there were several autoloaders on the other side. I'm like, I hope another autoloader. But I never considered that the 40T would be it, because he actually came really forward. You know, there's those two rubble piles that are kind of opposing each other, and there's the building you can kind of peek out and hold down and all that good shit. I'm there. He comes at me. I mean, he's there first. He's a little bit faster. He just YOLO'd, man. YOLO'd it. Oh, they have smoke too, huh? Smoking. Wow, that's crazy. All right, fellas. I am going to get on with my Sunday. We're going to go find somebody to raid. See who we got here. Yeah, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Let's see who we got here. In Silence. I like that. Good name. Oh, there's that Guido guy. How is the Fox's Den? Clutch Bart? You want to go to Clutch Bart? All right, that works for me. Sure. Clutch Bart. Does it have a weird spelling? Let's just put Clutch and see what happens here. Clutch Bart. All right, cool. We'll go raid Clutch Bart. You guys have a great rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go get a couple projects done today, I do believe. After I go take a bit of a rest. You know, because an hour and a half of streaming has really taxed me. Also, I forgot to get coffee. I don't know how I managed that. Did a couple things that I needed to take care of, you know what I mean? And then forgot the coffee. All right, you guys have a fantastic rest of the day. We'll see you Monday. We are moving on to Tier 5. So tomorrow is the Tier 5 least played tank. See ya.